Welcome, Hamilton families. This is Mr. Pfeiffer coming to you from Hamilton Elementary School, and tonight we are going to be doing the Magic of Math Family Math Night. It's going to be a fun, exciting time. We have some special guests, some wonderful activities to be teaching you math, and to see how math supports engineering and everything we do here at Hamilton. Again, we have some great activities, some wonderful people that are going to be here supporting it as well. So stay tuned and get ready for some really cool, magical math activities.
Oh, hi, everybody. It is the Magic of Math Night, isn't it? I'm so glad you're joining us. I am here with our magic floating hat to find out what we can do at home to help support math. Because, you know, math isn't just in school. Math isn't just on the whiteboard or on the computer. It's in your home right now. I'm going to prove it. I think my magic hat can help. Let's see what the magic hat has for us. First, of course, what kind of magic hat would be without cards? If you have a deck of cards at home, you can do math. You can, let's see, add two together. You could multiply two. You could add them all together. You could make a subtraction problem. Do you know all those answers? I was pretty fast. Well, if you have some cards, you can play the math game along with me. All right, let's see what else we can find in our house that might help us with math. Oh, it is the season for some money. Now, do not steal this from your parents' wallets. That would not be good. But Mom and Dad, if you have a couple of dollars hanging around or some change, we could sort it, we could count it, you could subtract it and give some maybe to the, no, maybe not. Anyway, money is a great thing to do at home to practice math. All right, let's see, what else do we have? Oh, somebody's been at the store. Oh, receipts. Don't throw these away, because guess what these have, parents? The answer at the bottom. We can add all of our items together and see if we get the right answer. Or we could subtract or say, hey, if I didn't buy you that marshmallow treat you wanted, how much money would we have left over? Okay, so what else do we have in our house that could help us with math? Does that even fit in the magic hat? Oh my goodness. That's right, a recipe book. So if you're cooking or baking some cookies this season, maybe we could look at some fractions. Half a teaspoon, 3/4. What if we were missing an ingredient? We can make math problems all day long using our recipe book. What if we needed to add 2 cups plus 1/2? What would that be? So, recipe books come in handy when we're practicing math. All right. What else do ooh. Oh, look what else we have in our magic hat. Some candy. Don't mind if I do. We could sort them. We could count them. We could subtract them. All right. Oh, now I'm, okay, hold on. We could make shapes out of them and do all sorts of fun things with food. Now, what else do we have in here? Oh, Oh, we have things that measure too. We have a measuring tape and a how did that fit? Ruler. A ruler and measuring tape. What could we do? We could measure anything and everything. Want to buy something new for your room? Measure to see if it fits. Want to put something in a corner of a class? In our bedroom? Does it fit? Measure. Okay, solve with measuring tapes and rulers. Okay, in the world, does this fit in here? I have a feeling everybody has one of these on the wall. A clock. What can we do with a clock? Let's solve with the problem with the clock. Let's say school starts at 8:05 and 1 hour to get ready, and it takes you 5 minutes to, what time do you have to get up? See, we can use a clock to solve problems at home all the time. How many times do you hear, what time is dinner, right? We can have them use the clock to help solve the problem. All right, what else do we have in the, oh, you guys are gonna love this. Because what kind of magic hat would be without a rabbit? Wait, that's not really math. My friend here, Bunny the rabbit, and I would like to welcome our next guest to Family Night. So, everybody, stay tuned.
Thank you, Miss McDonald. Those were some great tips. Parents, we're going to continue to give you some more tips to help your students at home work through math. Elementary math is really broken into only a few different categories. The first category we have is counting and cardinality. It's the counting of numbers all the way through 1 through 10 to 20, counting by fives, counting by twos, skip counting. All of those things help your boys and girls at home to build their fluency and understanding of numbers, which moves into numbers and operations. The 4 basic operations that students need to know are addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. By using those operations, they can move into algebraic thinking and solving equations with variables and becoming great problem solvers. Also, we include measurement, data, and geometry. All of these categories help your students become stronger and fluent in math.
Hello, Hamilton families, and welcome to the Magic of Math. I'm Amy Sink, and I'm the primary math coach here at Hamilton Elementary, and I am so excited to be here with you today. We are going to explore some math strategies that you can use at home with your kindergarten, first, or second grader, and in fact, a lot of these strategies work for third and on. So let's explore a math problem together. Now, if you already know the answer to it, keep it in your brain because we're going to explore some strategies that students learn here at school so that you can do them at home. So let's explore this problem. 8 plus 3. There's a lot of different ways that we could do this problem. Let's look at some of the ways. What's one of the ways that we could do this problem? I heard one of you math magicians tell me picture form. We can absolutely use a picture. In fact, I have a picture down here. This is called a 10 frame. Building understanding of tens is extremely important in the primary grades because it helps students in the upper grades be able to add and subtract using regrouping. It also helps their understanding of base 10 ultimately when they get to fractions and decimals. So building this understanding of 10 is super important. So let's use a picture and build 8. Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Excellent job. Now, what do we need to do? We need to add 3 more. I'm going to do that in a different color so that we can visually see it. 1, 2. What just happened? Yes, we just created a 10. Excellent. So 1, 2, 3. So we know that 8 plus 3 is the same thing as 10 plus 1, which is 11. Excellent job. Now, let's take this and build upon that. If we do 8 plus 3 again, I know in my head, because I know my tens facts, that 8 plus 2 is 10. Knowing those tens facts is a super math magician thing to know. So if you don't know those tens facts, you can practice those at home. I know that 8 plus 2 is going to give me that 10, and adding to 10 is so fun. So I know that 3 is the same thing as 2 plus 1. So I, in my head, can do 8 plus 2 is 10, plus an extra is 11. Excellent job. So this equals 11 too. We can use a lot of those same strategies when we add 2-digit numbers or 3-digit numbers. I'm looking at you, my second graders, because that's what we've been doing. So I'm going to erase this really quickly. And I'm going to do, what numbers do I want to use? Let's use 56 plus 36. Let's do 56 plus 36. This is going to be so fun. Okay, 56 plus 36. We don't need this. We're going to put that aside. 56 plus 36. Now, I can do this a lot of different ways. There are a lot of different strategies I can use to add 2-digit numbers. I can do a picture. Let's do a picture. Count with me. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Let's do our ones now. 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56. Excellent. Now let's do a picture for 36. 10, 20, 30. Zoom through it. 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. Excellent. Now, when I add these together, I'm going to count all my ones up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Can I put a 12 here? No, I can't put a 12 there. But we just learned that we can make a 10. We can make a 10 here too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Those are going to group together. They belong with the 10s. So I'm going to put a 10 here because those made a 10. So now I just have 2 leftover ones. And I'm going to count my 10s. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 92. That's just one way. But magicians use a lot of different ways to solve math. So we can use a picture. We could use expanded form. We could do 50 plus 6 and 30 plus 6. And we could add those together. What else could I do? I could do 6 plus 6. I know what 6 plus 6 is because I know my doubles facts. That's 12. And then I could add my 10s. There's a lot of different ways that you can add a 2-digit number. We just have to make sure we know those 10s facts because that's going to help us solve our math. Stay tuned for some more magic. Thanks for joining me for all of this math magic. Stay tuned for some more magic. See you later.
So, how can you help your child at home with math? Here are some great math tips. Definitely need to practice fluency. It's extremely important that your child has fluency with his or her math facts. Work with your child each night on math facts in addition, subtraction, or multiplication or division, whatever they need or whatever they might be struggling with. It should take a child really less than 3 to 5 seconds to recall facts as they practice. Another great tip is problem solving. Allow your child to help with problem solving at home. Problem solving can be done in multiple times throughout a night at home. For example, like if you're in the kitchen and you're cooking something. Remember Miss McDonald's cookbook? Let them look at the recipe. See if they're missing something. How about if you don't have enough plates on the table or napkins? Let them problem solve or fix that problem. It seems so easy, but children need to work on real-world problem solving to be successful at solving problems in math. Another tip that we need to think about is exposure, exposure, exposure. Exposing your child to all different types of math scenarios, not just math homework. Have a game night once a week, but allow the children to do all the work. For example, those dice and cards that Miss McDonald showed you earlier, read the dice, count them, count the spaces, multiply. Grab some money out of our piggy banks and count that. You would not believe how much exposure like this will help a child in the classroom. And making math fun and part of their everyday life is key to building that strong math student.
Thank you, Miss Sink. Those were some great primary math strategies. I'm Miss Vickers, and I'm here to talk to you about some math strategies that we can use at the intermediate level. You know, boys and girls, when you're at home doing some of that homework with your parents, and they're like, what is that we're doing? Well, since we start in 3rd grade, a really great thing to talk about is multiplication, first of all. When we're starting to learn those math facts, and parents, you want to help your kids, great way to think of it is, you know what, let's just look at this basic problem of 3 times 5. Really, that's 3 groups of 5. So why don't we just draw a picture? That's always a great first strategy to go to. So we draw the 3 groups. What do we do next? We're going to put 5 in each of those groups. Think about some of those primary strategies that we use when we make tally marks. Let's do that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then, how do we get our answer? 15. You're right. 15. There's one of our strategies of using for multiplication. We can just draw a picture. I think I know another one that you could share with the people at home and let them know, whoever is practicing you with. How about those arrays? What is an array again? Oh, columns and rows. All right, so if we're going to still stick with our same problem of 3 groups of 5, let's think about our 3 groups, and we're going to make some columns and rows. So first thing we need to do, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What is that? That's our first group of 5. Here's our second group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Why am I putting them up and down the same way? Because I got to keep those columns and rows straight, or else something might fall down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got this same problem. And again, what am I making? I'm making an array. 3 groups of 5. What do we say that answer was? 3 times 5. Absolutely it is. You're right, 15. I can do this with like any number. What if I wanted to do 6 groups of 5? I could draw my picture. I could do my array. It works every single time. What if once you've got those memorized in 3rd grade, there's another strategy now that we can move into? Like, how about the harder ones of if I had 6 times 7? Those are sometimes a little bit hard. I could do the break apart method or distributive property, because I sometimes may know an easier problem, and that helps. So if I don't know my 6 times my 7s, but guess what? Let's think back to primary. I can take that 7 apart, right? What are 2 numbers that I could add together to make 7? Wow, I know. 5 plus 2. Did you get it at home? I bet you did. So what would I do next? Well, I have that 6 groups. 6 groups of what again? 6 groups of 5. So I have my 6 times my 5. I could go back to the picture, but hopefully by now you guys are working really hard and you could figure this out. And anytime that you want, 5s are awesome. We can count on our fingers. And that's fine if you use your fingers in math. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. What's my answer? 30. But am I done? Nope, don't forget. I'm not doing 6 times 5. I'm doing 6 times 7. And I had to break apart that 7. So now what do? I distribute that 6 to the 2. So I make another multiplication problem, because those Like back, remember in primary, your doubles, I'm just doubling my 6. So 6 times 2 is really like 6 plus 6. What is that? You're right, it's 12. Am I done? No, because multiplication means I have multiplied partially the product here, and I've multiplied partially a product here. But to get the whole product, I have to add those up. So I'm going to use some of those second grade strategies of just adding, and I have my answer of 42. Hey, what else can I use multiplication? Wow, that's magic. Multiplication, I can remember another way I can use it in 3rd grade when I find area of a rectangle. So if I have a rectangle, I need to use multiplication because I multiply the length times the width. So if I have this rectangle and I multiply 5, let's say 5 centimeters, it's probably a little bit more or less, and then we have 6 centimeters more or less. We're multiplying these. Area equals length times width. You guys have probably seen a lot of these. So I'm going to use my skills now of multiplication and saying 6 times 5. And what is it equal to? 30. You are correct. So if I'm using this multiplication and area, I think I have another strategy that we use in 4th and 5th grade because those numbers get bigger. For example, what if I had 5 times 68? That is kind of a big number. I can't make all of those groups of or an array. That would take me a long time. But we can use the area model. What is area model? Length times width. So if I draw, let's say, another rectangle, and again, I have 5, let's go back to that distributive property or that break apart, and that since that 68 is a big number, let's break it up into my 10s and my 1s. So if I break this up to 60 plus 8, and I put it over here for my length, I can multiply it and make it into smaller, easier numbers. So if I think about my 6 10s times my 5, I actually have 300. And then remember, I'm not done because that only gave me partial product by just multiplying the factor of 5 times 60. Now I got to multiply the factor of 5 times 8, and I get the other partial part of this, which is 40. What do I do next? I have to put those two partial products together, and I'm using some of my second grade strategies of adding this up. What do I get? 340. Yes, that is using our area model. So now I've used a lot of different strategies all the way from just my regular multiplication to distributive property to using an area model. And guess what? In 5th grade, we can even go a little bit bigger and keep multiplying all of these numbers out using the same strategy with the magic of math and area.
Tonight, we did get some great strategies from Miss Sink and myself, but we also have some magical games for that magic night of family fun. How about pulling out a deck of cards and playing Go Fish, or Memory with Making 10, or I See 10? Do you have some dice? Those are always some great ways to practice too. You have the Doubles Bump game and Doubles War. Also, you can use your cards for addition war or multiplication card. There's all kinds of variations of games that you can play with just a deck of cards. And along with that game, Yahtzee, Dice War, Place Value, very important. All of these games will be provided for you in a PDF at the end of the video.
You know, another way to learn about math is through the magic of reading. There are some great books out there that you can find at our library at school, even our local libraries, or
through tumble books. For example, Spaghetti and Meatballs for All, the mathematical story all about sharing spaghetti. And another great one, The Doorbell Ring. It's about baking cookies. Fun time to take right now. Lots of math in it. Oh, another great idea. How about this triangle, the greedy triangle, all about shapes. Great fun for you to fix and work on your magic of math. But tonight, we're actually going to go over and read this story called Grandfather Tang's Story, a tale told with tangrams. So now's the time to go get your magical tangrams that got sent home, and let's get ready for our
Grandfather Tang and little Sue were sitting under a peach tree in their backyard. They were amusing each other by making different shapes with their tangram puzzles. "Let's do a story about the fox fairies," said little Sue. So Grandfather Tang arranged his 7 tangram pieces into the shape of a fox. Then Grandfather Tang made another fox with little Sue's 7 tangram pieces. And little Sue clapped her hands as her grandfather began. "Use your tangrams now to try to make a fox." Although Chow and Wo Ling were best friends, they were always trying to outdo each other. One day, this rivalry almost brought their friendship to a tragic end. They were sitting under their favorite willow tree beside a river, talking about their magic powers. "I can change myself into a rabbit as quick as a wink," boasted Wu Ling. "I bet you can't do that." "I can too," said Chow. "Cannot," said Wu Ling. "Anyway, actions speak louder than words." And he changed himself into a rabbit. Try to now use your tangrams to make the rabbit. Now, check your answer. Does your rabbit look like this one? It's okay if it doesn't. You can try it again later. "Not bad," said Chow, smoothing his whiskers, "but watch me do better than that." And before Wu Ling could blink, Chow changed his from a fox into a dog. Now try to use your tangrams and make a dog. Did you get to make a dog that looks like this? It's okay if you didn't. We can come back and practice in a minute. Back to the story. Now, when Chu changed himself into a dog, he not only looked like a dog, but he felt like a dog and acted like a dog. He bared his teeth and he lashed his tail. Wu Ling shivered and twitched his nose. "I love rabbits," growled, "and I'm going to get you and gobble you up." The dog edged closer and closer, and Wu Ling's eyes grew bigger and bigger. He was too frightened to move at first, but then he thought, "I'd be safe if I climb up the willow tree." His little puff of a tail grew longer and bushier, and his tall ears shrunk as Wu Ling transformed himself into a squirrel. Stop for a minute and try to make the squirrel. Look, did yours look like this? Ah, even better. Wu Ling spread into willow tree and scrambled to the top. Chow will probably turn himself into a cat so he can climb up the tree after me. Wu Ling said to himself. But he'll never catch me. I'll jump from tree to tree, and he won't be able to follow me. Of course, Chao thought about changing himself into a cat. But that's just what Wu Ling expects me to do, he said to himself. What can I do to surprise him? He thought and thought. I know. I'll swoop down upon him from above. And he turned himself into a hawk. That sounds like the story's getting super excited. If you want to hear the rest, make sure you click on the link and have your tangrams ready to keep making the magical puzzles. That's it for this evening. Thank you so much for joining us. We hope you had a great time. Make sure that you sign in on the link and get participation for your class. And have a great winter break.